When you first create your account, you officially become the account owner and the billing contact. And if you had somebody else create the account for you and then invite you as an admin, keep in mind they're probably still the account owner and billing contact. Of course, you can invite any admin on the account to be either the account owner or the billing contact, and those two roles don't have to be the same user, but I just want to bring that to your attention because those two roles are unique and do have privileges that other admins don't have. With that being said, let's check out your user page to know how to manage new and existing users. So if I go to users right here, and the first thing you might notice is that my current user count is 2 of 5. With this account, I have a limit of 5 active users, myself being one of them. You'll notice down here I have 3 users, but because this user's status is still pending and not active, they don't yet count against my active user limit. Right now, of course, because I only have 3 users, there's really no sense in me using the search bar. But if you have tens or even hundreds of users in your account, you'll definitely find the search bar to be very handy when looking for specific users. And you can search by the user's name or their email address. As I mentioned before, you can see here I'm currently the billing contact as well as the account owner. And I can use these two dropdowns to sort through the list of users. So for example, let me look at all the pending users. Now I'm showing only the pending users, and I can press the 3-dot menu right here and choose resend invitation in case the user may have misplaced it. I can also use this other dropdown to sort by the user's role, whether they are an administrator or a collaborator. Now let's go ahead and invite a new user. So to do that, I simply press the invite new user button right here, put in their email address, of course, right here at the top. Choose whether you want their role to be a collaborator or administrator. In this case, I want them to be a collaborator. And you can choose to include a message if you want to, but I'll skip that step for now and just press invite. So now another user has been added, and you can see that their status is currently pending until they accept the invitation. And this is what that invitation looks like, and because I didn't add a message, it's pretty straightforward. All right, let's go sign up. Now it's as easy as putting in my name and password. And sign up. And when I go back to the user page, whether I'm the account owner, the billing contact, or just another active admin, I can see that this new user has accepted and is currently active. Now let's go ahead and check out what it looks like when I go into one of these pages. If I go into my administrator, you can see it says administrator right here at the top, and I can change that to collaborator. So whether I've invited them as an administrator or a collaborator, I can change that at any time. Below organization roles, you have default upload folder, and this is something that's actually very, very important, especially if you want to organize your models in a way that makes sense for your organization. So for example, let's say you have your organization broken up into regions, and you have a separate folder for each one of those regions. Instead of having a model come into the root folder, and then you or somebody else has to go and move it into each individual folder, you would have the technician set up as a collaborator with an upload folder. So the technician or several technicians whose job it is to scan for the northern region, as an example, would all be set up with the northern region folder as their default upload folder, which means every time they upload, their model goes directly into that folder. And that's not only true for models that I upload myself, but also true for models that get transferred to me. If someone, for example, transfers me, uses my email address as the transfer to email address when sending me a model, that model will get transferred into my default upload folder. So in order to do that, of course, the first thing you want to do is create that folder tree and organize things the way you need them to be. Once you have that done, you simply press the button right here, and you can choose which folder you want it to go into. Okay, and you're done. And you can see it right here. This user's default upload folder is North. Because I'm looking at an administrator's page, I don't have access to manage access because administrators can see all the folders and all the models in the account. If, however, this was a collaborator, I would have access to this, and what you would see is something like this. Now I can choose whether this collaborator that I just invited has access to see one, both, or all the folders, whatever I choose. I can choose based on specific models or based on folders. So in this case, I want this collaborator to have access to the northern region. So I'm going to set him up as an editor, which of course means that any model placed inside this folder, this collaborator will have full editing access. But currently they can't see anything in the south folder. Let's go ahead and change that, make them a viewer of the south folder. That way they can at least see everything in south, but they can edit everything in north. Let's continue to scroll down. You can see down here I have my billing contact and my account owner. I can try to press this button, but nothing will happen because this user is a collaborator. However, if this was the admin, let's go back to users, choose the admin, and now I can set this user as my billing contact and as my account owner. Be careful here because as soon as you press that button, that change is made. Only the account owner can set another admin as the account owner. And once you do, that's it. You've lost ownership privileges. And only that admin that you just made the account owner can go back and make you the account owner again. And the last option on this page is, of course, to remove the user if you no longer want the user to be part of the account. You can also do that from the general users page. Just press the three-dot menu right here, choose to remove the user, or you can change their role. If they're a collaborator, you can make him an administrator or vice versa. So that's really it from an admin's perspective, but what about the collaborator? From the collaborator's perspective, this is what you can see. As I log into my collaborator account, I can see the 2 folders that were shared with me, and any model that gets placed into these folders, I will automatically be able to either view or edit depending on the privileges that I was granted. Something you'll notice is that I don't have a users button over here, so there's no way for me to access the users page, thereby seeing the different admins and collaborators that are part of this account. If I go over here to the 3-dot menu on one of these folders, I'll tap, and here I can only view because I was only granted view access. Over here, however, I can share and invite because I was granted editor access. And in this share and invite pop-up, I will be able to see the different collaborators and admins that have edit or view access to this folder or model. And as a collaborator with edit access for this folder, I have the ability to invite other collaborators to join either as a viewer or an editor. And the same would be true if this was a model.